Hi, Roger Brooks with American Real Publishing, and today I would like to share in the excitement of number one, opening a new book that came in the mail today. And then also, I am going to bring on the author so you could hear from him. His name is Bob Bradley. And we're also running a bestseller promotion for Bob today. So we're going to show you some of that. So, first thing, let's open this package. It's always exciting to open a new book out of the box. Here it is, Beneath the Same Sky, The Whispered Tale of a Journey Home. I will let Bob introduce himself and tell you a little bit about his book.
Hi, my name is Bob Bradley. I'm the author of Beneath the Same Sky. So I had started the process of writing the book and was working with another group, and lots of promises were made, and I was told a number of different things. And so I needed help. I knew I couldn't do it by myself, and I didn't want to go the traditional publishing route for a lot of different reasons. I was really looking for a very functional hybrid solution. And as I got into the process, I realized I needed help. I needed even more help than I was getting. So I actually saw Roger on Facebook. He shows up on my Facebook account. He starts saying all the things that I'm missing, and I realized, oh, wait a minute, let me call this company, thinking I would get, somebody, overseas talking to me about what American Real Publishing was all about. I got Roger. So I get the guy. The guy on my Facebook account shows up on the phone with me, and I'm like, well, okay, this is different. We're talking. So anyway, yeah, Beneath the Same Sky is about it's a several stories surrounding the Battle of Baltimore in 1814, which was part of the War of 1812. It was really sort of the beginning of the end for the British as it related to that particular battle. Yeah, the inspiration to write this book is really a love of history, and I was traveling, ironically, every day over the Key Bridge, which is, a lot of people realize here in Baltimore, the Key Bridge actually was the bridge that just went down as a result of that accident. And every day I'd be looking, which is not advised. I would I would be on the top of this bridge looking to my left or my right, looking into Fort McHenry. And I just started thinking, I'm sitting in the spot, or I'm driving over the spot where the British ships were bombarding Fort McHenry. And so I started digging into that history a little bit, and I found some great stories that had never been told. And I thought it was really important to tell those stories. That was really what drove me to write this book. So anyway, no, I saw you on Facebook. I really enjoyed what you were saying. I was skeptical. I didn't think that you could actually deliver on what you were talking about. So I came in sort of through the back door, and been very, very pleasantly surprised with everything I've experienced here. Yeah. So, I mean, one of the first things Roger and I spoke about was the process, what was going to happen and who was going to do what, and the timeline. And I was, again, I was skeptical. And then at the very end of it, he said, "Oh, by the way, we have this promotion that we do to help your book, to help you become, a bestseller." I kind of laughed. I said, "Look, Roger, I would just like to finish the project. I'd like to get the book over the finish line, and I'd like to sell it to friends and family and hope they don't hate me after they read it." Right. And he's talking about bestseller, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. And it turns out Roger delivered this promotion that has pushed my book over the finish line to be an Amazon #1 bestseller, which is really exciting. I never in my wildest dreams thought that would be possible, but I think he's developed a system here that works. I think it's very effective, well worth the effort and the time it took to do it. It's really exciting. I mean, to see #1 next to your name it's really kind of cool, especially in something like this that I have never done before, right? And so I have a feeling there's a lot of folks out there that are reluctant. They're maybe a little afraid to go to the next step. This was just sort of like icing on the top of the cake, and it's really, really exciting, and can't wait to see where it goes from here.
Okay, so we are with one of our clients, Bob Bradley. Here's Bob's book, Beneath the Same Sky, The Whispered Tale of a Journey Home. And Bob's bestseller promotion is actually running today, which we are going to share our screen and show you what it looks like. So, as you can see, we're on Amazon. And if I scroll down, this is Bob's book. Under the product details, you could see here, and I'll zoom in, his book currently is #1 in 3 of the main categories that the book is categorized under. #1 in U.S. historical fiction, #1 in inspirational religious fiction and number one in 19th century history of the US. So Bob, how does that feel just to see those numbers?
It's amazing. It's thrilling, quite frankly. I mean, I've been watching him over the last few weeks, and you're floating around in the 200 to 300s and maybe 400s, and then all of a sudden you get your hands on this, Roger, and here we go to the front of the line. It's an exciting experience.
Yeah, and I'll show you just a couple of these right now. This book, and again, this is a free book promotion, so we're very transparent about this. There's two ways to hit number one, as we talk about in a lot of our videos. You could have a top 100 paid on Amazon, but they do not discriminate. You could also have a top 100 free, and that's where Bob's book is today. You can see it has 14 reviews already. The book came out not too long ago, so that's excellent. We're going to back up and just show you another one of the categories, which is down here. We'll go into inspirational religious fiction. You can see it's number one there. And that's the whole idea. We like to get the book categorized in as many different areas as possible, because once we get the book here, then people who are on Amazon are naturally going to see it in the categories that they're looking. So there's people that are very specific, looking for inspirational religious fiction, and that's where Bob's book is. So that's the second ranking. And then the third one we'll look at is 19th century history in the US. So again, completely different category, but it's also number one there. And then as you look up the hierarchy, so right here, we're going to go into United States. The book is number one there, which is great. I don't know if it's number one in history yet, as the promotion's still running, but we'll take a look there. It's not quite there yet. It's number 4. So hopefully by the end of the day, that'll reach number 1 as well. Some of the other things I wanted to show you, we are logged into Bob's account. We're going to quickly jump over to here. You can see he's had over 1,700 downloads in the last 2 days. So this is all real data. We're looking at his account. There were 1,091 yesterday, and as of today, right now, there's 648. So you could see this real data here.
So a couple of different ways to go about buying the book. One is on bobbradleycreative.com. Got some special things around that, around signing the book, being able to emboss and number the book. We have a sort of collector's edition there. And if you just want to pick the book up off of Amazon, you certainly can go to Amazon and get it from there as well. So either way works. Grab the book. I think it's an interesting read. I hope people will enjoy it. If I had to start over, or I was talking to somebody who was in the situation that I was in when I first came across you all, American Real Publishing, I think that my advice would be that, the old line that, writing is something you do alone. It's not. It's collaborative. There's a teamwork, and you have to have the right team, and you got to have the right people with experience. And what I found here was people who not only had experience, but they had experience doing what I was trying to do. Someone who's written a book through traditional publishing, they don't get people like me. People who have written a book and they've published it themselves from start to finish, they don't get people like me. So the hybrid process was something that I was really needing help with. And this just fit perfectly for me. And I would say that anybody who's looking really ought to give this company a shot, because every promise they've made, they've delivered on. And you don't get that very often these days, especially in this industry. It's a tough industry. And when somebody says they're going to do A through Z and they deliver, that's impressive. So I have absolutely no problem recommending. In fact, I do so quite enthusiastically, recommending Roger and his company through this process.